Coming up next, it's a UFC heavyweight division collision. Well, pretty much every time out in the UFC, DC, this man has put on a striking clinic, and that is his methodology coming in here tonight. He'll try to keep the fight on the feet.
And that's why we tune in, right? That's why we tune in. We tune in to see guys that are dynamic. We tune in for the speed. We tune in for the knowledge of the striking game, the ability to set traps, the ability to find the jab, the ability to find the right hand, the right kick, the left kick, the knees, the elbows. He truly uses every weapon that he has in his arsenal to try and finish his opponents. You make one mistake, night's over. You cannot make mistakes against a guy that has the striking acumen of this guy right here.
And the jab is not as underutilized a weapon as it was in MMA, say 5 or 7 years ago, but he's got as good a jab as anyone in the business, and that is where all of his striking flows off of. We'll see how it goes for him in this matchup tonight. All right, so here he is, DC, the biggest superstar in mixed martial arts history, former 2-division UFC champion Conor McGregor, and a lot of people thought maybe he wouldn't come back to the proving ground. He's got a lot to prove when it comes to his MMA legacy, and as such, McGregor returns to the octagon here tonight.
When you talk about Conor McGregor, you're talking about a star that transcends mixed martial arts. We've seen a lot of people come and go, but no one has ever reached the level of Conor McGregor. And you think he's just a talker. No, there is a ton of substance to everything that he does. From the moment he stepped into the octagon, he said what he was gonna do, and he eventually did it. From knocking guys out left and right to becoming a 2-division champion, knocked out José Aldo, knocked out Eddie Alvarez. There's just too much to say about the Notorious.
And I'm glad you put it that way, because he is this larger-than-life character, and I think at times people lose sight of just how skilled a martial artist this is. Elite striker, tremendous distance management. Few move better on the feet than Conor McGregor, and he'll look to put those striking skills to good use yet again tonight as Conor McGregor returns here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon, Yves Lavigne. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Madison Square Garden Arena in New York City, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a kickboxer, making his professional debut here tonight. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Pantera. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a kickboxer, holding a professional record of 16 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, the Notorious Conor McGregor!
Okay, protect yourself at all time, obey my command at all time. If you want to touch left, do it now, go back to your corner.
They touch him up, and we are underway.
You ready? You ready?
All right, here we go. Round 1, outstanding matchup of strikers. Any chance this thing hits the canvas tonight, Champ?
I don't believe so. I think when you have 2 high-level strikers like you have in these 2 men, they're going to go to the center of the octagon, and it's going to be a kickboxing match. A kickboxing match that you would see in a ring. Tonight, you get to watch it inside of an octagon. Big kick.
McGregor going for the head kick. No dice. Oh, now gets an underhook to get a more dominant position. All right, so both fighters now sort of struggling for position here in the clinch. When you find yourself in this situation, what do you do to get out of it?
Anytime it's very tough, anytime you're chest to chest and you have nowhere to go, I think to myself, underhook. Whoever's winning the underhook is winning the clinch battle. Look at the investment that this young man is making to the body with those strikes.
Checks that leg kick. Tried to go to the body, but unable to connect.
Big, powerful punch land. Now he gets back to range.
And they separate. Oh, that's a big connection there for McGregor, DC.
I mean, big strike landed for Ireland's favorite son, Conor McGregor.
And now he's got that tie clinch. Muay Thai plug.
Ooh, head kick lands, and he's hurt.
And both guys really throwing with authority.
Nice straight punch.
Elbow lands for him. Continues to mix it up, going to the head, mixing in some body shots. Oh, how did he eat that uppercut?
Another one. Yep. Up and the left hand. Leg kick.
Oh, he tagged him with the punch there, DC. That's an educated left hand.
He's got great timing with his left hand. Good jab.
Oh! Oh, strong uppercut for him there. That'll get his attention. He is all about that left kick to the body. Now he's got the Muay Thai plug.
Big punch lands over the top. How's he gonna follow this one up?
So 31 total strikes have now landed for Conor McGregor.
Big head kick.
How good is that right hand? Mixes it up nicely in terms of staying heavy and also staying active.
Big kick lands. Oh!
Just over 2 minutes to go in the round. Well, not ideal to spend this much time on the bottom, but you can't fault him for his activity. Landing strikes here from the bottom. Nice work by McGregor. Under 2 minutes in the first round. All right, he'll engage in a single collar tie. Head kick there, blocked by McGregor.
What a punch. Superman punch.
Oh, he lands another strike to the body, really starting to connect on a lot of shots to the midsection, and these will take their...
Very tricky when he throws that body kick.
Head kick attempt, but the fighter got the right hand up. Oh, he landed that knee to the midsection. Got to think his opponent's going to feel that one in the morning.
And he's going to continue to throw that strike because he knows that his opponent can't take many of them. Nice kick. These guys are going at it.
Oh, beautifully timed with the Superman punch. McGregor gets absolutely pelted by that head kick.
Punch over the top.
Well, eventually you know he's going to turn this defense into offense, but he's certainly doing a nice job on the defensive end thus far.
They talk about the feeling out process. He's getting his opponent's timing. Now he's blocking everything. Expect counters as we go forward.
Oh, beautiful jab there, man. It's like you know what's coming, can't stop it.
I mean, you have to anticipate that jab coming or he will batter and bruise you with that single strike.
Muay Thai plump. McGregor gets hit with a kick here. That one landed flush. Let's see if he can make some adjustments. All right, he closes the distance, gets the single collar tie. Round 2 straight ahead. All right, there's the end of the round. We'll show you some of the highlights. It must feel pretty damn good to knock a man down like that.
It feels good to knock a man down, and most times you don't even feel it. It's the ones that you don't even recognize that landed hard are the ones that usually put your opponent out. It landed right on the sweet spot, and he hurt his opponent very badly.
Let's relax. Calm down. That's all right. This round, I want you to avoid the striking.
You ready? You ready?
Both fighters pretty comfortable on the ground, DC, but you got to be very careful hanging out here for too long if you're his opponent. Closed guard here. He's very comfortable here working off of his back, DC. Right hand on point. Oh, nicely done there as he escapes back to his feet. All right, so he's landed some good shots. You hate to be overly critical, but nothing really in terms of combinations tonight.
Well, the jab has been looking great. How about jab, jab, right hand? Because eventually you're gonna have to put something on your opponent that's gonna really make him pause. I believe the jab has been working so well, if he drops a big right hand after it, he may be able to finish his fight.
He's got a serious right punch, and he went to it effectively there.
It is his money shot, and he will continue to throw it until he finds a knockout. Good punch.
All right, he engages in a single collar tie here. Oh, big right hand, yes. That strike blocked by McGregor. Well, he's looking for that left hand, just out of range, though, with it. Oh, and he lands another strike to the body. Not a ton of real estate there, but he certainly found it.
Big punch lands through the middle.
Oh, slips to avoid the right.
Caught that kick there.
Oh, a nice straight punch there to his opponent, and he lands it just after catching the leg. So clearly, he is starting to find his timing, not just offensively, but defensively as well. Very good read there. He blocks the punch. Just missed with the left there. McGregor gets caught with that punch. He's treading water now. Got to find a way to move those feet. Takedown defense holds up. So a much different approach for him here in this second round. He was a little bit tentative in round one, a little bit of a feeling out process. Now he has clearly found his rhythm, found the range. We'll see if he can continue with more activity here in round two. Man, is he timing his shots well here tonight, DC. It's hard to recall him being this accurate in the past.
I mean, he is so sharp. And not only is he accurate, he's also keeping very busy. Look at the turnover in that kick.
Back and forth we go.
Another clinch position.
And there comes the separation now. Try to establish that jab. Oh, McGregor's got a bruise starting to appear on that right side of his body now.
Powerful leg kick lands.
Well, that body kick was there earlier, not there on that attempt. And he connects there, DC.
Great job landing that punch.
Well, from a striking standpoint, he has put it all together tonight. He has landed a ton of significant strikes, and pretty easy fight, I would think, for the judges.
It's a pretty easy fight to score. Tonight was a night where everything went right, and that doesn't happen very often.
McGregor gets hit with a kick. And he caught the kick. We'll see what he can do with it. Oh, a huge block there.
Look at him drive his shin into his own body with that body. Nice looping punch.
Oh, and that is a pinpoint left hand right there from McGregor.
It is his best strike, and it's because he knows exactly where he needs to be in the octagon to land that left hand over and over again. Another punch to the head. He's really turning every part of himself into those strikes to the head.
So he's really starting to put together some significant body shots here. These are going to take their toll as this fight goes on.
Over and over, he landed these big body kicks.
Oh, nice offering there with the knee. He talked to us a lot about that on Thursday. Felt like the knees would be there. It was certainly there on that exchange.
He knew they would be available. He just knew he would have to find the right opportunity and right time to land this fight.
10 minutes in the books. Well, what a round it was, especially from a striking standpoint. DC, take us through it.
high-level striking. I mean, this is what people come through the doors to see. Two men stand on a quarter, chest to chest, forehead to forehead, and let it all fly. I'm surprised nobody went out, but it does excite me for the next round.
Are you ready? You ready?
Third round underway.
Look at how he turns his hip into that leg kick.
Well, just as he did in the previous round, he continues to connect on a high volume of strikes. And a good sign, too, doesn't seem to be slowing down whatsoever.
There's no tell on that leg kick.
Lands a knee there. Nice deception there to get that knee to the target.
Really good knee. Nice job of driving it right to the target. Getting it to land exactly where you want it. Straight punch lands. Liver kick, if you take those kicks, it's gonna shut your body off. He loaded up there on that high kick.
Oh, big left. And he continues to work the body here. Well, it's one thing to have length, it's another thing to use it, and he does it as well as anyone. Nice kick there by McGregor.
You can really limit the mobility of your opponent with those leg kicks. Nice strike.
Oh, nice check on the leg kick offering there. Lands a glancing right hand upstairs. And they separate. Got the single collar tie.
Way to control the posture of your opponent. Rotate him and then throw that big elbow around the guard.
Well-placed kick there by Conor. 3 minutes to go in round 3. All right, he engages in the single collar tie, and they separate. Well, this fighter can go all day. The results are good so far. 143 total strikes have landed for Conor McGregor. And just below 50% landing at a 46% clip tonight against Conor McGregor. And he caught the kick. Oh, and now he lands the knee. I'm not sure his opponent saw that coming.
Didn't see it coming because he does such a great job of just throwing. He doesn't have any tell when he's going to throw a knee.
Well, this is exactly...
Oh, my goodness, what a fight.
Beautiful shot to end the fight right there. It couldn't have landed much more flush than it did, and I'm not even sure the opponent saw it coming, quite frankly. So, near perfect execution on the strike that ultimately results in the KO here tonight. All right, let's re-rack the highlight now, DC, and he's certainly going to enjoy watching this one back. The head kick was there early, was there often, and ultimately ended the night for his opponent.
He's found a weakness in his opponent's game. The left kick, over and over, he was able to land it. And he was landing the strikes, too, with his hands, but ultimately it was the kick that was hidden behind the punch that finished the fight for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Levine has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 41 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by knockout, the notorious Conor McGregor!
Well, he's smiling ear to ear, and why not after a knockout like that? I need a ticket to the after party tonight.
I mean, this is what dreams are made of. You dream of the knockout like this, and then the party after, where you and all your coaches get to celebrate the great handiwork.